extra year mean for you?
Shoot. It gives me an opportunity to get better for sure personally and take my game to the next level. Gain weight and get faster like I did this offseason. But more importantly, it gives us a chance to win a Mountain West championship, and that is the most important thing and the only goal that I truly have in mind. So that's why I came back and be with my family here. So.
Garrett, I heard during quarantine when you were back home that you had to borrow some equipment from the high school and turn your garage into a makeshift weight room.
Yeah. Well, I actually had to start with I don't even know what this old rusty rod was. I found out in one of the barns, and I just put some paint cans on the end of it. And then my coach, after about 2 weeks, helped me out, and so he gave me a rack. So it was probably, it was better. I didn't need a tetanus shot, so it was pretty good to get that stuff. But it was helpful. Coach Smith, I mean, some of y'all had a chance to talk to him. He's a good dude, so he's doing anything he can to help me.
Garrett, I know you went through a lot last year with injuries and the COVID protocol. How are you feeling now? Do you feel 100%?
Yeah. Shoot, honestly, this is probably the best I've felt since before I broke my foot in 2018. So it's a pretty good feeling. It took a little while, but I got it.
Garrett, as a team captain, did you guys accept the opt-outs back with open arms? Have you seen that throughout the program?
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, like, they obviously weren't there for a hard year, but they come back and work and pick up where they left off, and everyone was willing and accepting. It's just that's pretty much how it was. Is obviously you can't make up for missing time, but they came back and they all had good attitudes and had a great winter, and things just kind of all came back together. So
on the flip side, what does that mean to have Solo back on the other side of you? And do you just envision the damage you guys can possibly do this season?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely nice having him back. A big guy that is also good to have is Tegan Leofau. He missed time. He's up in the 250-pound range now, moving different. Same thing with Jalen Payton, Devon Harris. I mean, it's pretty exciting to see all the depth we have. I mean, every day is a competition now. So definitely good to see Solo, and it's great to see those guys. They've elevated their games a lot this offseason. So I'm excited for them to show everyone how they've improved.
Well, COVID aside, how disappointing was last season, just the way it played out for you guys on the field? Forget about the cancellations and that stuff.
Yeah, incredibly, when you look at the talent and then look at the record, it doesn't really add up. And that's what I struggled with the most, was seeing how many talented guys we had out there, and we just weren't finishing games like we should have. And it's hard to point a finger to where that exactly comes from. But I think we've done a good job this offseason, us captains talking to Coach Bull and Coach Donoval, Coach E down in the weight room he does so much for the program and has made us such more of a family down there and accountable to each other. So I think with that help, we've, me, Sean, Chad, Keegan, some other guys, have been able to kind of come together and try to piece together what happened last year and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Speaking of team captains, Garrett, we saw, piggybacking off Mike's question earlier, we saw a very giddy Sean Chambers a couple days ago. What's it like having him back in the mix and seeing him healthy and running around a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's a ton of fun. I mean, when I was home, I was like back here for the Nevada game because I didn't play in it. So when that happened, like I immediately texted him, like just said, "I love you, bro. Like I'm here for you, bro. I love you." Just texted him. Obviously didn't have his phone, but I was like about in tears back here. So to see him, and me and him have had some good talks, and just trying to get him through and stay positive, and it's just fun to see him playing football again and having fun. Like that, like honestly, like football aside, like just as a person, as a friend, like I just love seeing the guy happy again. So it's been tremendous, and it helps the whole team.
You good, guys?
When you think about your travels to get to Wyoming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thoughts that you might go into the military out of high school and not even go to college.
Mm-hmm.
To look at where you are now, I mean, do you ever think back to how much your life changed in the last few years?
Yeah. I don't know. I think about it actually a lot, probably more than people think. The military was such a life goal and dream, and now to be playing college football at the highest level, it's like, I'm just very fortunate and very blessed because I know that there's, probably millions of kids out there that would love to be doing what I'm doing each day. So I'm very fortunate for that. But I'll never lose sight of that dream either. So, and everything I do, obviously the goal is definitely to play at the next level. But if that can't happen, then I know that that'll be my route someday. But to have been able to come here and have the opportunity from Coach Bull, I'll never be able to thank him enough because what he did wasn't only for me. It's been really cool to see all the kids from my high school start going out and playing sports now. I think that it's kind of helped just give a small town, a chance and a vision. And everybody's been going out, and now I have a buddy that's going to be a pitcher at Miami, Ohio, and my buddy that's a year younger than me is grad transferred to a D1 FCS at Eastern Illinois to be a punter. So it's really cool to see kind of what's happened, and I really credit Coach Bull and his staff for letting that happen.
Because if I remember right, you were the first kid from your school to go to a Division I school and play football, right? It never happened.
Yeah, there was, I think, way back, there was, and shoot, maybe I don't want to say way back, but before I was born for sure, there was like a third string. Somebody was a kicker at Ohio State, but I don't think he played. I don't know how long he played, but to legitimately go and play, yeah. So it was all new for the
when you go
Ville.
back home? Do they have parades for you back home?
They don't have parades for me, but it's fun to talk to everybody. They want to talk, so it's cool. But that you got to enjoy the experience, and it's small town. So usually when I get home, I have plenty of people saying, "Oh, hey, you're home," and I'm like, "Man, I only got a week. I'll try to see everybody, but I got family I got to see first." So.
Garrett, you and Trey, he's a super senior. You're going to just be a super senior, I think is how we're classifying
Yeah.
it.
You've spent some time thinking about that. I see your tweets, so.
Hey, at least someone sees them.
Yeah.
I'm curious, when you have 18-year-olds coming in, and some of them are 17, is it weird to relate? You are in a very different part of your life than they are.
I know. It's weird. I get kind of jealous of them sometimes because they'll just hop into a workout. They show up 10 minutes early. They're hopping in. They're fine. And, I'm getting here at 5 in the morning, an hour before, trying to stretch out and be able to get out and walk. So it's geez, I'm jealous of that. But no, it's, they're not in the tubs either that late like I am. But no, it is kind of different because they're so much younger. But you just kind of got to get over it and just, they're your brother and it is what it is, but it's certainly fun to at least think you're giving them some words of advice and wisdom. And that's one thing I've noticed is when I used to talk to guys like Jake Hollister and Lucas Waka and stuff when I first got here. Chase Roulier, they kind of showed me the way. And so now I see guys coming to me, so it's flipped. Now I'm that guy. And so I do take it as a big responsibility, and I try to be the best role model I can for a lot of those young guys in all position groups. So I think it's most important not to be just settled into the O-line, D-line. That's a comfortable area. So, reaching out to guys from every position, I try to be close with everyone. And I think for the most part, our team does a really good job of that. So.
Have you had a get off my lawn moment with any younger guys?
Nah. We've been good for the most part, I would say. Everything's been pretty straight. But there's some times where some young guys, you obviously are there for them and everything. But sometimes being brutally honest and maybe not always the nicest way is the way you have to approach things. But that's also done out of love, and I make sure that they know that, and they do know that. But sometimes you can ask some of the young DNs if you ever talk to them, and they get the point. So it is what it is. But they know I love them. So you can ask Jalen Pate. Jalen Pate probably told you that.
Do you ever overhear a conversation and you're like, I have no idea what they're talking about? Like whether it's a pop culture thing or a music thing.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, definitely. There's times where yeah, no, that maybe that makes me feel old actually, but I like to always learn the new cool thing. I mean, shoot, I didn't even know when TikTok first came out, I didn't even know what was happening. So I don't really get all into that, and then people are like, no, it's the dance, dude. And I was like, I have no idea what this dance is. So there's definitely been some instances of that. But, yeah, I don't know how to say up on that.
Not to go to a horrible note like this, but Tony Evans Jr. obviously was murdered earlier this week. I know you didn't meet him, but this is two recruits in 3 years.
Yeah.
As captain on this team, just what are the emotions like when something like that happens? Can you even put it into words?
No, you can't. It's sad because I never got a chance to know him. But I know some of the guys on our team did. I don't know. It's hard to talk about. I never knew the kid, but it makes you tear up because obviously our coaches spoke highly about him, and being able to experience and grow like I have here in Wyoming, I would have loved to be able to be that guy's teammate, and just been able to help him these 6 months I've been here with him. But right now, it was hard to hear from the whole team. But right now, I just pray for his family and just hope that they know once you're a Cowboy, you're always a Cowboy, and you're always in our family. So I hope his family knows from our team and the whole state that they'll always be one of us. And so I hope to see him at a game sometime and be able to connect with him.